All right, I love that movie. Just deal with it. Now I'm beginning to understand, though, why some healthcare law critics keep likening the thing to the Titanic. It has a nasty habit of springing leaks. A lot of leaks. Hawaii and Minnesota, the latest states looking sick, and their health exchanges all but unlike support. They join the likes of Massachusetts and Oregon and Maryland, and at least half a dozen others that are barely treading water. And if they go under, guess who's going to pick up the tab for the rescue? Hadley Heath says, just look in the mirror. Here we go again, Hadley.
That's right, Neil. And remember, these are blue states that were very supportive of Obamacare. So much for the criticism that it's red states or leaders who are in opposition to Obamacare at the state level who are causing this law to fail.
What happened, Hadley? Spell it out.
Weight.
What do they have in common? What went wrong?
Well, the exchanges in the first place are an unnecessary idea, a bad idea. They are based on the premise that the government at the state level or the federal level needs to get more involved in the regulation of the individual insurance market. Of course, a couple of years ago, the federal government tried to rebrand the exchanges as marketplaces, but they are nothing like marketplaces, Neil. They are subsidy delivery vehicles that have faced administrative hurdles, website hurdles, technological hurdles, but the bottom line is consumers aren't buying it.
You know what I worry about, Hadley? Normally when they give a lot of people exemptions and delays and everything, and these costs just keep running up, someone is going to have to pay for this stuff. And I don't know where the money's coming from. We can talk about higher premiums because that's been happening. But someone else is going to have to pay more. I don't know whether it's just the wealthy and whether that would cover it, but they're going to have to get money from somewhere. What do you think happens?
The failed exchanges in Massachusetts, Maryland, Nevada, and Oregon, those have cost about $475 million so far. And the Kaiser Family Foundation actually has estimated that since 2011, for all of the exchanges nationwide, the government has approved $4.69 billion in spending. So this is a very costly enterprise. Like I mentioned earlier, marketplaces aren't created by government. They're organic. They develop when government gets out of the way rather than intruding further.
Well, with all respect, I think there's a Machiavellian motive here, and I think this is actually by design. I know I'm going to sound like I'm in that black helicopter crowd here, but my thinking is, since they wanted a single-payer system to begin with, this could fuel that and push us to that, and they might just be very, very happy with that.
You know, the federal government was, I believe, surprised by the number of states who chose not to establish their own exchange. And now we're seeing a handful of other states moving into the healthcare.gov federal exchange, 36 plus the handful that recently have declared that they're not going to participate as self-established or state-established exchanges. So we are seeing more and more states in that one federal marketplace. And it does seem that the regulation, of course, under Obamacare is coming more from Washington, D.C. Than it is from state capitals, where previously states would have more purview over the regulation of health insurance.
But if your exchange isn't cutting it, if you're seeing higher insurance premiums as a result of it, what's to stop the government from just stepping in and say, all right, it's just us, just worry about us, we've got your back. In fact, we've got everything.
You know, a lot of the changes in Obamacare have been sold to the American public as good things, but each of those good things or things that sound good has a trade-off. In economic policy, every action has a reaction. When we offer insurance at a certain price to a certain set of subsidized customers, of course, the subsidy is coming from taxpayer dollars, but insurance companies also have to change things on the back end, like the number of doctor networks or drugs that are listed in a formulary. So if something sounds too good to be true, Neil, that's probably because it is.
That's very true. And we did warn you as they were creating all of this, not you, Hadley, but all of America. All right, Hadley, thank you very, very much. In the meantime, you probably thought I was droning on and on.